Welcome to Grand Prix, your go-to channel for the fastest updates in Formula One. We've got 3 hot stories for you, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay ahead of the pack. Let's get started. What happened to Red Bull during the last season to lose so much performance throughout the year? Was it due to a failed update? Did Adrian Newey's departure start to weigh heavily on the team? Share your thoughts in the comments. However, according to Red Bull's lead engineer, Pierre, the answer isn't what many fans might think. In a recent interview, he revealed what truly happened behind the scenes, shedding light on the team's unexpected drop in competitiveness. Pierre explained that the performance issues Red Bull experienced, particularly after the Miami Grand Prix, weren't caused by any major changes to their car. In fact, he clarified that the team hadn't made any significant modifications or tried different setups compared to the start of the season. There were no radical updates that backfired, Pierre assured. Instead, he pointed out that the real reason for Red Bull's apparent decline was the remarkable progress made by their rivals, who introduced effective upgrades that drastically improved their cars. According to Pierre, the other teams made significant leaps in performance during the middle of the season, which made it seem as though Red Bull had fallen behind or made a mistake in their development. In reality, the Red Bull car remained consistent, but the improvements from competitors like Mercedes, Ferrari, and Aston Martin created the illusion that the team had lost ground. Pierre emphasized that this outcome didn't surprise them. "We always knew that the competition would catch up," he admitted, noting that Red Bull had already reached the limits of their car's development early in the season. The engineer also revealed that the team had predicted this scenario long before the Miami race. Red Bull anticipated that their rivals would close the gap well before the halfway point of the season, simply because there was little room left for them to further evolve their car. While Red Bull started the year with a dominant package, the rapid improvements from their competitors eventually leveled the playing field, making the championship fight much tighter. Looking ahead to the 2025 season, Pierre shared that Red Bull's primary focus is no longer on making the car faster. Instead, the team is concentrating on making the car more stable and easier to handle for their drivers. "We've reached the peak of what this car can deliver in terms of performance," he explained. "Now it's about fine-tuning and fixing small issues to ensure our drivers have more confidence on the track." Despite their recent challenges, Red Bull remains optimistic. The team is aware that staying at the top in Formula One requires constant adaptation and innovation. Pierre believes that while performance breakthroughs may be limited with the current car concept, maintaining consistency and reliability will be key in the upcoming season. The goal is to remain competitive while avoiding mistakes that could jeopardize their title chances. Ultimately, Red Bull's performance drop in the second half of the season wasn't the result of internal errors or missteps. Instead, it was a reflection of how quickly the rest of the grid caught up. With the 2025 season approaching, the team is determined to defend their position at the front of the pack, focusing on stability and consistency rather than chasing performance gains that may no longer be achievable under the current regulations. What do you think? Can Red Bull maintain its dominance, or will the competition continue to close the gap? Share your thoughts below. The Haas team is gearing up for the 2025 Formula One season like never before, making bold moves both on and off the track. With several changes to their lineup and a promising new partnership with Toyota, the team is showing signs of progress that fans have long been waiting for. This collaboration is already bearing fruit, as Haas has just announced that they will be conducting a TPC, testing of previous cars, session this week, marking a significant milestone in their preparations. The TPC tests allow teams to put their drivers behind the wheel of cars from at least 2 seasons ago, providing valuable track time to improve performance and gather crucial data. In Haas's case, this is particularly noteworthy because the team had never previously conducted such tests due to financial constraints. However, thanks to their new partnership with Toyota, the funding for these sessions is now in place. In exchange, Haas is giving Toyota-backed drivers a chance to participate in these tests, creating a mutually beneficial arrangement. The upcoming test will take place at the Jerez circuit in Spain this Wednesday and Thursday. Haas will be running their VF23 car, used in the 2023 season, with 4 different drivers taking turns behind the wheel. On the first day, British driver Oliver Bearman and Japanese racer Ritamo Miyata will take to the track. On the second day, Haas will feature a new addition to their lineup, Esteban Ocon, alongside Miyata, who will get more time in the car. Ritmo Miata is a particularly interesting name to watch. Currently competing in Formula 2, Miata is one of Toyota's rising stars, and the manufacturer has been keen to prepare him for a potential future in Formula 1. Toyota's long-term strategy seems to include developing their own pool of drivers who could make the leap to the pinnacle of motorsport. This partnership with Haas offers Toyota a unique opportunity to groom their drivers for the big stage. For Haas, this test is more than just gaining mileage on the track. It's a statement of intent. The team is demonstrating a newfound commitment to long-term development, something that has been questioned in the past. The additional track time is expected to help the team fine-tune their car and provide valuable feedback to their engineers ahead of the 2025 season. The collaboration with Toyota is also a sign that Haas is becoming more ambitious. The partnership brings in not only financial support, but also access to Toyota's vast resources and experience in motorsport. While the full impact of this collaboration remains to be seen, the early signs are promising. If Haas can leverage Toyota's expertise effectively, they could make significant strides in the coming seasons. Oliver Bearman's inclusion in the test is also worth noting. The young British driver is highly regarded in the motorsport community, and many see him as a potential future star. For Haas, giving opportunities to promising young drivers like Bearman and Miata is a step in the right direction as they seek to build a stronger and more competitive team for the future. As we look ahead to the 2025 season, the question remains: can Haas finally take a step forward and become a consistent midfield contender, or even challenge for podiums? Their recent moves suggest that they are serious about making progress, but the competitive nature of Formula 1 means that nothing is guaranteed. The upcoming test sessions will give us a glimpse into the team's preparations and how they are positioning themselves for the challenges ahead. What are your expectations for Haas in 2025? Do you believe the Toyota partnership will help them make a significant leap, or will it take more time to see real results? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned for more updates as we get closer to the start of the new season. What do you think about Red Bull's decision to replace Sergio Perez with Liam Lawson for the 2025 season? Was it the right move, or could Lawson's lack of experience end up being a problem? Following the announcement, Red Bull made their stance very clear. Lawson was brought in to support Max Verstappen, not to challenge him. They even hinted at serious consequences for Lawson if he attempts to go against the team's expectations. For any driver, hearing such a directive can be demoralizing. After all, joining a top team like Red Bull usually means aiming to win races and fight for championships. However, despite these warnings, Lawson hasn't shied away from sharing his own perspective. In recent interviews, the young driver demonstrated a mature and realistic approach to his new role. He acknowledged that he doesn't expect to start winning races immediately and understands that there will be a steep learning curve, especially since there are many tracks on the F1 calendar where he has never raced before. Lawson stated that his focus in 2025 will be on learning and meeting the team's expectations. However, he also made it clear that he's not joining Red Bull just to play second fiddle. "I'm not here to get beaten," Lawson said confidently. He emphasized that while he respects the learning process, his ultimate goal is to win races as soon as possible. The opportunity to drive for Red Bull, one of the most successful teams in the sport, is something Lawson doesn't take lightly, and he's determined to make the most of it. Red Bull's decision to bring in Lawson marks a significant shift in their driver lineup. While Sergio Perez brought years of experience and race-winning pedigree, his time at the team was marred by inconsistency and tension with Verstappen. Red Bull has a history of favoring a clear number one driver, and it appears they want to avoid any future conflicts by choosing a younger, less experienced teammate who will focus on supporting Verstappen's title bids. But Lawson's mindset shows that he's not content with simply being a backup. He understands the importance of his role within the team, but he also knows that success in F1 comes from pushing limits and seeking victories. His approach strikes a balance between humility and ambition. He respects the challenge ahead but won't back down from his ultimate goal of becoming a race winner. For Red Bull, the challenge will be managing expectations. They've set a precedent with their strict hierarchy, and Lawson will need to navigate the fine line between being a supportive teammate and showing his own competitiveness. Red Bull has a reputation for being ruthless when drivers don't meet their standards, as seen with Perez's departure. Lawson is well aware of this. and his realistic yet ambitious outlook suggests he knows exactly what he's getting into. While some fans may question whether Lawson is ready for such a high-pressure role, his calm demeanor and willingness to learn indicate that he has the right attitude to handle the challenge. However, Formula One is unforgiving, and any driver stepping into a top team must deliver results quickly. Lawson's rookie season with Red Bull will be a critical test of his capabilities, both on and off the track. What remains to be seen is how Lawson will handle the inevitable comparisons to Verstappen. Red Bull's dominance in recent years has revolved around Verstappen's incredible performances, and any teammate will be measured against that benchmark. Lawson will need to prove that he can hold his own without creating internal friction, a task that has proven difficult for many drivers in the past. What do you think? Is Liam Lawson right to set his sights on race wins? Or should he be more cautious and focus on staying within Red Bull's expectations? Will his ambition pay off, or could he risk following Perez's footsteps out of the team? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.